What up guys, Alex here, GuitarForce.com. So in today's video we're going to take a look at part 1 of The Warning by Black Sabbath. This was actually their version of the song. And this was kindly requested and supported by Otto, so huge thanks goes out to him for the support. Like I said, this is going to be part 1 of the song. We're going to break down the intro, the 2 verses, the solo and the 3rd verse. The rest of the lesson is going to be on a separate video. When I'm done with it, you'll be able to find the link in the description box down below. Also, the tabs and the backing track are going to be available at GuitarForce.com. And for this video, for this lesson, I was using again the guitar rig for the sound. I'm going to show you the picture of the presets in just a moment. Regarding tuning, we're going to be in standard tuning. However, I've heard people say that this track in particular was recorded it was in standard tuning, but it was in 432 Hertz. I'm not really sure about this, but for the sake of this lesson, we're going to be just in standard tuning 440. While you are checking out the picture of the preset, I'm going to play you my low E string so you can tune up and play along with this lesson. Alright, so as usual, we're going to break up the song into parts. We're going to start off with a little intro solo, which goes like this. Alright, so what we have here, by the way, I'm not going to be calling out every string and every fret. You can see that in the tablature, but I'm just going to be playing the phrases, going to break them down. And also keep in mind that the whole song and the whole solo, these little licks are all based on the D minor pentatonic. So we're going to be in the 10 to 12 fret range here. So starts off with the slide on the B string. Then we have, so we bend in the G string, full step, and then you bring it down, pick these 2 notes, and then go for the B string, the bend. So you bend it up, bring it down, and then bend up again. And then we have, so a quick note here on the B string, and then we go to the high E, bend up, and then we go down the scale. So this is just going down the pentatonic scale. Then we have on a G string, so bend up, bring down, pull off, and then hammer on. And then these 2 notes, so G string, and then on the A. The volume goes down a little bit on this last note, and then we go into the verse. So one more time, the whole, these few phrases together, slowly is going to go like this. Alright, so after this part we go into the verse and we play, just a few repetitive phrases. They're kind of 2-part phrase, so, and they're repeated throughout the verse exactly the same way. So the first part goes like this. So just the first one is a hammer on the D string. Then we go to the G with the slide bend here, back to the D string, and then we have a double stop on the 2nd and 3rd strings and slide out. Little rest, and then we have, so here just a quick bend on the G string, and once you bend it you cut it off, so there is a little like a rest, and then you play these two notes, so on the G string again, to the D, stay on this note and then hit the double stop again and slide out. So that's pretty much the whole kind of little riff that we play throughout the verses. So one more time, the whole thing is gonna go like this. Okay, and then we repeat the same riff all over again, these two parts. The only little difference here is after you've played this the first time, there is a couple of notes, additional notes. Maybe Tony did it by mistake or intentionally, but they're happening only after the first time that you play this riff. So he plays these two notes and then, so again, hammer on. Now this time is going to be on the A string. So the very first time we did it on a D, and then after that all of the hammer-ons, this part we do on the A string, like that. The rest is exactly the same. And like I said, after the first time you've played this little riff, we have just two notes here on the A string again, and then he goes into the riff. Okay, so we play this riff throughout the entire verse. Then after that we have the sort of ending of the verse, which uses a couple of chords, and then there is also a couple of phrases. So first I'm going to play through, then we're going to break it down. So it goes like this. Alright, so let's break this thing down. So we have the F chord played in a specific rhythmical figure, as you can see in the tablature. So we have, and then we have the passing chord, which is an F sharp, and then we go to the G, also staying on the G power chord, playing it in a specific way. So we have like that, little rest, and then we go into the first phrase, which goes like this. So just a typical kind of blues lick, playing these three notes, and then you go for the B string with the bend, and you bend it up, bring it down, bend up, bring it down, bend up, around 3 times. Like that. And then we have the next phrase, which goes, so it's starting with the G string with a slight bend there. Then we hit the double stops on the first 2 strings, so you play it 2 times. And by the way, if you catch just 1 string or 2 strings, doesn't really matter. And then we have, so on the B string here, 13th fret, back to the first double stop, like that. And then we have, so again on the G string, quick bend up, bring down, pull off, hammer on onto this note, and then that note is the last one. So just this phrase is gonna go like this. Okay, and the previous alright, so let me just play again the whole ending one more time, a little bit slower. It's gonna go like this. Alright, so after this break part that we have, we go into the second verse, and we're playing exact same riff that we played before that. So it starts off now with the slide out from the double stops, and sometimes Tony's catching the high E as well, so you get like a little part of the chord, so 3 notes together. Sometimes he hits a double stop, second, third string sometimes also catches the high E, but the rest is the same. Exact same way with the hammer-on and everything else, with the little bend and cutting it off with the double stops is exactly the same. And then after that we go for the ending again with the F chord and the G chord. It's approximately exactly the same thing with the slight difference there in the rhythm on the G chord and also on the passing chord, but it's a minor detail. Anyway, I'm going to show it to you, and also there is a different phrase in the end of this part. So it's going to go like this. Okay, so on the F chord, we do exact same thing as we did the first time. The only difference here, before going to the F sharp, you hit the chord 2/16 notes instead of 1/8 note, but like I said, it's a very, very minor detail. You don't have to even pay attention to it, but it's there. And then we go to the G chord and we play kind of two kind of gallop figures. We hit the chord and then we quickly go for these. So it's a bend on a high E string, bend it up, then quickly bring it down, pick the note and bend it up again. And then we go. So we did this phrase before as well. So going down the pentatonic scale. And that's pretty much it for the second verse. After that we go into the solo. So for the solo we're gonna break it up into phrases and licks. So we're gonna start off with the first lick, which is gonna go like this. Alright, so this phrase starts off with a typical kind of blues lick. Slight bend on a G string, then we go B, high E, little rest, and then we have these two notes on the B string. Then we have on a G, bend up, bring it down, pull off. Then we have another pull off, go into the D string, and then on the G, so hammer on, pull off. And on the G string, the first few notes, 6 notes, are triplets, so they're played a little bit faster, kind of rushed, like that. So the whole phrase, slowly. Last note, add some vibrato. Next phrase goes like this. So again, starts off the same way as the first phrase, but then we go on a B string, so 10, 13, 10. Then we have on a G string, so bend up, bring down, pull off, hammer on, and then go for the D string, and then on the G, hammer on, pull off. That's the whole phrase. We stay on this note, add some vibrato, and then the next part is gonna go, so slide, and then on the B string, that's the phrase. Staying on this note again, then we continue with the next part. Is gonna go like this. So we go on the B string, high E, little rest, and then we have 2 bends, and then quickly on the B string, pull off, like that. Then the next part is gonna go like this. So here, starting off on the G string with a little slide here, then on the B, and then we have, so it's a quick kind of slide to the on the G string to the 10th fret, and then go right into the bend, release, pull off, hammer on. And then last note, add some vibrato. One more time, the whole phrase slowly. Staying on this note, then we continue with the next part. So we have these three notes, little rest, and then pull off on a D string, and then so it's a slide. Then we go these three notes. So staying on these notes, then the next part, the next phrase is gonna go like this. So we have a slide here on the D string, then go into the G, and then we have a sort of like a pre-bend on the G string, release it, pull off, and then go on the D string, picking it 2 times. Adding some vibrato, staying on these notes for 2 beats, and then we have. So here again, starting off just like we did in the beginning, the slide bend, 2 notes, little rest, and then we have. So here Tony is kind of pulling off these notes on the first on the B string, and then quickly on the G string. So it's like that. Then we have. So here we have hammer on the A string, then double stop on the 3rd and 4th strings, staying on this for 1 beat, and then we have hammer on the D string, double stop on the 2nd and 3rd strings. So like that. Then we have just a quick slide up the neck on a couple of strings, and then we have. So that's the ending phrase of part 1. So again, we start off with this cliché lick, little rest, and then we have. So you bend up the B string, add some vibrato, and then you slide up like that, and then go for just like we did in the beginning. So these notes quickly go into the high E, bend up, and then the ending. So we did this one before. So one more time. Alright, so that was sort of part 1 of the solo. Then they go into the second part, and you can hear how they panned the guitars. So the first part of the solo was playing sort of like on the right side, and then the second part, which we're going to break down right now, is going to be on the left side. Okay, so again, let's break it up into phrases. The first phrase is going to go like this. Alright, so here we have a quick hammer on the D string, and then double stop on the 2nd and 3rd strings, and then you add 12 on the G, back to the double stop. Then we have 2 unison bends. So here, 10th fret on the B, bending G on 12, and then you hit double stop or 3 notes on the 10th fret part of the chord and slide out. So the next phrase goes like this. Okay, so this one is all about the rhythm. So we start off with a quick hammer on. So you're fretting this double stop on the 3rd and 4th strings, and hammer on onto the 12th fret on the D, and then you go for the these double stop, which is on the second and third strings, and then you just alternate it with a 12 on the G, and at the same time fretting the B. So you have 16th notes here, and then you have 2 8th notes. So it's going to be faster, slower, and then again fast, 3 notes. These double stop, little rest, and then you go for the unison bend, and then slide out. So one more time, the whole phrase slowly. Little rest, and then we go for the next phrase, which is gonna go like this. Okay, so here we start off with these 2 notes on the B string, go into the high E, little rest, and then bend up, pick the note, and then again quick pull off on the B string, like that. Then the next phrase is gonna go like this. Okay, so this one is a little bit longer one. So we have we did this before, so a little slide, and then slide back down on the G string, pull off, and then you have, so this is the first part. So first you pick the note, then you bend it up, and then you have, that's the first part, and then we have, so it's, when you get to the G string, you have bend up, bring down, pull off, hammer on, D, G. So one more time, the whole phrase slowly is going to go like this. Staying on this note, adding some vibrato, then we have the next part. So the first 3 notes, single notes, in the end we have double stop, rest, and then we have just a pull off, and then again slide down on the A string, pull off, and then hammer on. Sorry. Last note is this one, and then we have the next part, the next phrase is going to go like this. So slide on the D string, then you go to the G, these 2 notes, little rest, then we have, so again, bend up, bring down, pull off, go to the D, pick it 2 times. The next phrase, so this one we did also before, just the first 3 notes, little rest, and then 2 quick pull-offs. Then the next part, grace note, quick hammer on the A string, D, hammer on, double stop, slide out. And then again we have just a quick slide up on the strings, and then we do the same thing as we did in the first ending. So that's the first part, and then we have, again, B string, bend up on the high E, and slightly over bending of the full step, and then we have the same ending as we did before. So that's it for the first solo, all of the parts together, all of the licks. So now I'm gonna play the whole solo, both of the parts together, slowly with all the phrases, and licks is gonna go like this. Alright, so after the solo we go into the next verse, and it's pretty much exactly the same as we did with the first two verses. So again, it starts off with a hammer-on the D string first of all. But then the hammer-on goes on to the A string. But the rest is exactly the same as the first two verses. And the ending, it's slightly simpler. We don't have the lick there in the end. We just play on the chords and finish off with the D chord. So I'm just going to play it through once to show you how it goes. So it goes like this. Alright, so on the G chord we stay for the whole bar, then we slide up to the D chord, hit it, we have the rest, and then it goes into the next part. Alright guys, so that was it for this part. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to continue learning the next part, check out the link in the description box down below. When I'm done with it, you'll be able to find it there. And thank you very much for watching. Comment, share, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to visit GuitarForce.com for more guitar lessons. In the meantime, take it easy, and as always, let the force be with you.